Hello? Hello? I'm back. I think I disconnected for a little bit. Have I lost you or are you still there? Alright, you back? Awesome. Yeah, that was me. I don't know what happened, but something disconnected me. But I think we are good now. So I want this to be somewhere like here. The shoulder kind of goes over here. Kind of like goes here. Give that second arm. Because the arm goes up here, but then it kind of like goes into the shoulder. From there, this arm goes up into this part, but then it kind of needs to cut covered by the back here, which I think then means this part can be a little bit more to the left. Just drop for a sec. Also, hello, Lord Swordfish. How are you doing? I am terribly sketching this bit. This like dynamic pose that I've found, which was from a manga I read ages ago, which name escapes me, and I will try look it up in a bit. But it was I remember it being one of my favorites. Wait, when I watched it a long time ago. So you got like the chest there. Okay. So that looks a little bit better now. This arm is still scuffed, so we're gonna try to fix that. But good thing we're back. How much time do I have? 5 minutes! Oh yikes, I've been wasting all my time. What have you been up to, Lord Swordfish? You prefer just swordfish? We want like a bit here for the arm. So this part kind of goes here. I feel like this part's too long now. I think I can raise this part up a little bit. So like, not much. Just cooking dinner. Nice. What's on the menu for dinner? For my dinner, I didn't cook. Instead, we just had some Kingsley's, which is a local cuisine in a way. It's basically just fried chicken, like KFC, but in my opinion, better. A lot less greasy, although still very crispy and fried. Alright. Focusing on details again too much. I need to just get the overall shape. So we got this. The shape kind of brings this around over here. You've got like this part that can kind of disappear as the leg gets wider and closer, and then it kind of like patterns in. You've got like some nice shorts that she wears. This part can get a little bit lower, I think. She has some ponytails. Is that ponytails? I forget. It's been a long time since I read this. I don't even remember if it's ponytails or if it's just part of something else. Rough shapes of her hair. It's not going to be perfect, but that's fine. I'm gonna do like a couple more of these tonight. I got like one thing I want to specifically do, but other than that, I don't really have much else planned. So I might kind of see if you guys have any suggestions for cool poses or something I can do, or like something I can use for some practice for observational drawing. Okay, we got some of her hair now. Let's just get a bit more here. Now, this part kind of goes closer to like that because of the angle on the pose. Then this part, I see what's throwing me off. This part needs to be like, I think her entire head can be a little bit more to the right and lower. No, that's not it. Maybe a little lower. Just this part here kind of goes to her, this part. She's got like a shirt up here. And then she's got like little shoulder straps that go up to here. Then that's where this part of the shirt comes in. Then like some parts for her neck here, and a little bit of her shoulder here. Just flesh out the arms a little bit more. Then her hands kind of come in just like so. They're like kind of interlocked here. They definitely, yeah, her arms definitely look way too long. I think I will give myself an extra 30 seconds to just quickly try to fix the arms, which I think needs to go a little bit higher like this. This like last 30 seconds is almost like the put your pencils down class, and then there's always like the one person who takes that a little bit longer to like finish their last little bit, which I may or may not have been the one that always did that. Still off, still jank, but close enough. Okay. You can call me whatever. Also, chicken, what are the chances? Hi, whatever, I'm dad. Of course, Sarah. Can't have a stream without some dad jokes. But, yeah, sorry I wasn't as responsive during the little drawing part of it. But what sort of chicken are you making? Making like something fried, something like roasted, dipping it in honey? I don't know. I can't cook, so I honestly have no idea. The only thing I can make is like karage, which is already pre-packaged, and all I have to do is put it in the oven for like 20 minutes. But it's delicious, especially with some teriyaki sauce mixed in with mayonnaise. So teriyaki mayo, it's delicious. Prime. Okay, let me send this photo to myself so I can show you what it was meant to look like. And you guys can see what I was trying to do and how badly I scuffed it up. Because I was using my phone for reference. for this one. Give me a second. I wish there was an easier way to just choose to send the thing I have selected on my phone. But I gotta go about it this little bit of a roundabout way. Where is it? Where is it? Favorites, there it is. And I want to send this one. There's a screenshot I took of the manga. I'm gonna have to dig it up in a second. Fine. I remember it started with O. That was it. So it doesn't help me a lot. It might be on my list somewhere. So I'll dig and see if I can't find it amongst my list. But in the meantime, I'll show you what it was meant to look like. Facebook. Maybe one of you guys would recognize it and be able to tell me which manga it's from, without me having to dig it up. One load. Alright. Here you go. That's the one. Ignore this. So I know it's at chapter 12.5, at least. O, I think maybe T. Yeah, let's sort this A to Z, type in O. I'm fairly confident it starts with an O. But now my confidence is kind of dropping a little bit. Oh yeah, here we go. Found it. But let me like kind of shrink this and move this around so that you guys can see them side by side and how badly I kind of didn't do it. And let me paste it here as a reference. So yeah, I was trying to get this nice dynamic sort of look to go with it. So let me just put like a... So I was trying to get that dynamic look. I think the issue that I had was I didn't curve it enough. And let's get a nice red in there. So yeah, like looking here, like for one, I think I made her too thin. So I think I could have made things a little bit like thicker this way to give, and then that would have also led me to curve it a bit more. So I have a somewhat nice curve, but it needs to be a bit more like that, I think, to sell the look. So a little bit more crescent. So I had it a little bit flat, which I find that I do whenever I try to do these dynamic poses. The head doesn't look too bad. At least I think the angle of the head looked about right. Her hands, I feel like, are a little long, and by thickening this, that probably would have fixed it, because they go back a bit more. So they should have gone back a little bit more like this. So by having the curve a bit more like this, it would naturally put the shoulder a little bit forward, which would let the arm kind of go backwards a little bit more like this. What else? This area here, the butt, could have been better. Like, I just had a lot of empty space here, which doesn't look so empty around the hand here. It's a little bit, but it's a little bit closer together, which then would have resulted in this, the legs curving up more like this. But yeah, so not horribly wrong. I reckon if you were to put the two side by side, you kind of see that it was an attempt of it, but definitely, oh, let me hide that, but definitely could have been a lot better. But that's why I'm doing these for, to help practice and get better at it by kind of making myself sketch out stuff. But yeah, there we go, one down. Let's save that. This is, what's the date? The 4th. 04. we'll just do that, change that to a 4, and sketch 01. 1 down, 20 to go. I mean, I didn't plan of doing 20 today. I'll show you yesterday's one, which is this one here. We can close all these other ones for now. Yeah, that was some sketching I was doing yesterday, which we're going to do a little bit more on here before I do another observational sketch. But this was yesterday's one. Ended up a lot better. A lot better. Like, so this is the actual image, which I'll explode up for a little bit. So yeah, it was like some anime figure that someone took a really nice angled picture of, and I was like, yes, that sort of downwards or below angle looks really menacing and really cool. And I kind of tried to replicate it here. Looking at it, the angle of this could be better because the it kind of goes like in front of her face here. So it could have been like more like new layer. Could have been more like that, I guess. But overall, I feel like it's captured most of the essence of it. So I'm not too upset with that. Like, this is like the sort of thing that I keep falling into a trap whenever I do these sketches, where I'm like, oh shoot, this line's not exactly like the right angle like here. And then I will spend like waste another like 2-3 minutes trying to fix it, when I should just be kind of going for the like feel and doing more flowy lines. And it was a problem I had whenever I did life drawing in class as well. So something I need to improve on as I slowly do more and more. But overall, I did the thing that was. Alright, so the main thing I wanted to do a little bit of sketching of today was something like this, where I thought this was really cool. I don't know who did it. Let's see if this actually... No, it's just an image. I don't know if this is the actual person who did it, but I wanted to just do some lines like this and draw like the face and the body kind of similar, and maybe not go into more detail, but just practice this and basically just copy what I see here, and then maybe do a couple more of my own. So that's like what, 12 here, and then I'll do at least 4 of my own, so we got like 16 in total. And then I reckon that'll bring us up to like at least an hour, because you guys can see my other screen because I'm just using Google Timer. I gotta remember that. Gotta turn off my timer every time I finish. What was I gonna say? But yeah, that's the main focus that I want to do next, which is why I've got this page. But otherwise, if you guys have any suggestions of what you think might be cool as a little bit of observational practice, let me know. I'm mainly looking to practice more dynamic stuff, or anything that looks really cool. But you know, whatever works. Okay. So let's set this up over here. So I want to draw the rough lines first. Maybe not that big. So we're going to do this as the second layer. New layer, we're going to put this under day 1. And we're going to put that there. And this, we'll put a new folder called day 2. I'll also rename this. Zoom. Yeah. A lot closer. So I think what I'll do is do some of the lines that they did. Like that. Like that. Like that. So this one's almost similar to this first one, but a little bit steeper. And then let's move it across. Sally, I have to go now. My dad called me to buy him some stuff since he has the Coco. If you stream tomorrow at the same time, I might be able to join longer. I'm not sure if I'll stream tomorrow at the same time. I I do plan to stream tomorrow at some time, but we'll see what time it is. But thank you for hanging out, Sarah. It was good seeing you again. And I hope to stream more often. At the moment, the stream times are going to be quite sporadic of what time of day I do it. So yeah, we'll figure it out. But I hope to see you again, and hopefully I'll be streaming at a time that actually works for you. That would be ideal. Have fun and enjoy the rest of your stream. Thank you very much, Sarah. You have a good time. Hopefully work's not too bad for you. And I'll catch you around. Okay. So now that we got those, we're gonna lower the opacity a bit. We basically wanna have a nice increase the brush density. But we want like the head to kind of like be somewhere here-ish. Then we want like I want to draw the head, make sure that it's not slanted like I always do. And yeah. No, I guess while I'm drawing this and doing some practicing, what sort of games has everyone been kind of getting into recently or been playing recently? I've been doing a lot of Apex Legends and Final Fantasy 14 as of late. My brother and some of my friends got really into Apex just recently, and I've been thoroughly enjoying playing with them. Okay, so maybe not like that. So the ears should be like somewhere over here. Okay, focusing too much on detail. Let's draw the head roughly. We can adjust it and fix it up afterwards. And let's draw the body. So the body was shaped like this. Should have like the shoulder up. And then the rest of the body kind of follows through afterwards. And we can probably move the head a little bit over. Yeah, but I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy recently. Been meaning to draw my character from it because I'm quite fond of her design and everything, and I want to do some fan art of her. I guess you'd still technically call it fan art, even if I like kind of custom character created because she's still part of a different universe. But been enjoying playing a few different classes for him. Recently unlocked a new class for tanking, and I've been learning that. But been meaning to get into more single player games again. Like I really want to play Elden Ring, for example. Elden Ring has been one that's been on my list for a long time. This doesn't feel right. So we want to like kind of attach it like this, have it like this. I guess adjust this and this so that the shoulders look more like this. Then I want to draw the jawline. I think for this one, because it's tilting, we'll draw the jaw kind of like this. Maybe a little bit more like I guess something like that. I think what will be cool is after I do all these, if I do some cool little art of some of them, or like change some of these. So maybe I'll go through and redraw these, but with my character, Miri, the one that I'm using for, what's it called? For my emotes and whatnot. That could be good practice. So this one's got more of a different angle to it. Something like this. Draw the head. Make sure it's not too slanted or anything. Draw the jawline. But yeah, if you're still around, Lordfish. Lordfish. I just completely got rid of the middle one. Swordfish. Do you, what's it called? Do you draw yourself as well? Okay. So then here, kind of want to, in conjunction with this line, have like a shoulder up. Which then kind of like the neck kind of does something like that. And the angle for these might not be correct, but that's okay. It's kind of like mostly their practice anyway. This one definitely feels a lot more masculine because I've got like bigger, broader shoulders and all that. Or at least it's now. I haven't done any drawing for like 15 years now. I see. Oh, what sort of stuff do you enjoy doing then? You like playing games? Doing sports? I'm trying to think of hobbies and I'm drawing a blank as I do it. It's like, what's, I can't even think of like generic hobbies. I have to look around my room. It's like, books, reading books. That's another one. I don't know. Whenever I'm put on the spot like that, my brain just goes like, how about I stop working? That sounds like a good idea to me. Morning, Hixie. How you doing? I haven't seen you stream, but I saw your Twitter post saying that you're streaming some cool painting for Warhammer, oh not Warhammer stuff, for modeling stuff. Which I think is pretty cool to see. I'm doing all right. I'm super sleepy and about ready to go to bed, but I did kind of promise I would be streaming every day this month, so I'm kind of decided to actually stay up and do the things that I said I would do. Currently, I'm practicing like some exercise that I saw on the internet, and I'm not even sure if I'm doing it right. I'm just kind of just copying what I see, mostly to get some practice in, which is this one here. So I just saw this. I'm just basically copying the same angles and rough pose look, just for practice. And then I'll plan to do at least 4 afterwards in my own sort of like style, just doing like the actual lines and then figuring out from there. Lol, yeah, I stream at like 7 in the morning. Not good for Aussies. No, that's fair. I usually stream when I do morning streams at like, well, it's not as early, but it's like 9, and it's still not very good for most Aussies because like, you know, everyone's either at work or at like studying somewhere, or if not either of those, there's a very good chance if they have the day free, they're sleeping in. Although I haven't done a morning stream in ages. Mainly because I'm doing stuff in mornings now. I've been doing this sort of practice lately as well. Cool. For drawing or for painting? Or both? Brain. Okay. Drawing? Ooh, well, did you have anything you wanted to share? Wouldn't mind having a look at some of your drawing practice if you don't mind showing up. It's cool if you don't want to, but if you do, feel free to link it in chat. Might give me some ideas of what else I can practice, because I definitely have a lot to improve on. No, but still. All good, all good. Well, what sort of stuff have you been focusing on then? Like, don't have to show me, but like, tell me some of the stuff that you've been drawing, or like been like practicing. Like you said, like some posing, basic anatomy. Maybe that'll give, like I said, it might give me some ideas for what sort of stuff I can also do. Yeah, that's definitely too. Nope. Practicing anatomy and posing mostly, yeah. I want to practice more posing. I've been really obsessed with dynamic posing recently and want to do more practice on that sort of stuff. But I got a feeling my normal posing could also use quite a bit of work. So, yeah. But otherwise, I tried doing some like dynamic posing via angling and camera angles, but it didn't end up too great. I don't think the method I used really fit or gelled with what I was trying to do, so I'm gonna look up some other ways that people have been doing it. Otherwise, I've been also doing some observational sketching, where I take like an image and then try to replicate its feel via like a short 20-minute exercise. I've been doing 20 minutes. You can do longer or shorter depending on how much time and how much focus you want. But the challenge is mostly to get the actual like flow, feel, and like focusing on the overall picture rather than focusing on all the tiny details themselves. Which is something I always get stuck on, where I'm like nitpicking all these tiny details, but overall the entire feel is kind of what you gotta focus on. The entire like composition, the entire like proportions, that sort of thing. Not being like exactly like, this shoulder is slightly too slightly too high up, so it needs to be slightly lower, or stuff like that. But more so like, ah, yes, here's the sort of general look. Like, for example, this person's head definitely could be a little bit lower, or like this line could be lower, but whatever. It's like you kind of get the feel from it. Get the basic sketch down rather than focusing on the final details sort of thing. Yes, exactly, that sort of thing. Kind of building up the look. And by doing a bunch of those, it'll hopefully get me into the habit of doing that sort of thing when I do my sketches. Because a lot of my sketches, especially when I do it for proper artworks, are a little too detailed. That because I'm focusing on too much detail too early on, it then doesn't quite gel with the rest. Either it's like slightly off, or it's like I decide to change a bit, which means that all that extra detail is kind of like useless because it gets hidden or moved or redone. That I end up wasting a lot of time and just adding a lot more work to myself, which then kind of throws me off my game. So that's why I want to kind of do it a little bit differently, which is why I'm trying to like focus on that sort of observational side of sketching and drawing. That's what I'm doing, just focusing more on basic sketches at the moment. Yeah. I noticed a bunch of like pose websites that I should probably do, but currently, because I have a lot of images saved on my phone, I'm just digging through and looking for like literally just like one of the probably hundreds or thousands of anime pictures I've saved on my phone, and just being like, ooh, I like this one. I will I will do an observational drawing of that, because I guess I'm doing more in that like sort of anime style drawing. But it honestly should also be good to actually go through and take some real life references. Like, less so actually taking the pictures, that could help. But like, there's a lot of people who've posted those sort of like observational drawing ones. Excuse me, ones that you probably shouldn't show in stream, since many of them end up being like life drawing. So it ends up being like either nude or semi-nude. My friends showed me this website where you can kind of like tick boxes, be like, do you want it like dynamic? Do you want it like flat? Actually, let me bring it up. It's this one here. Yeah, I haven't used it yet, so let's try it out now. I was playing around with it, but it's like you can choose your gender, you can choose like if you want part of a body, or if you want well, there you go, you can do hands too. That's pretty neat. So let's see, say for example, female one, want a clothes, we don't want anything in SFW. Let's do an action pose from the front. Why not? No time, and then you can set yourself a timer, like how I was talking about. There you go. That's pretty cool. I wonder if these images change daily, because this is like our sketch daily references. Or if it just has the same list. I kind of like that. Got the little plague mask. Is that what it's called? Yeah, what's it called? I go back to it. It's referencedailysketch.net. Yeah, I put it in the chat if you want to check it out. There's probably a bunch of websites somewhat similar. I know that when I used to use Divi and Art more often, there were a lot of different people whose whole thing was posting stock images of themselves as reference, being like in a specific pose, in a specific like sort of set. So it would be like, yeah, I took a whole bunch of pictures of me holding 2 daggers and all sorts of different angles and different poses to kind of like give that sort of look. Masquerade mask. Less so Plague Doctor one. I'm thinking of something else, but yeah. Back to the practice. I got one, but the goal is to finish doing this sort of thing I'm doing at the moment, and then where is it? Where did I put it? There it is. And then do one more observational sketch, and we'll see what time we're at around then. I plan to stream for about an hour, I started around 9:30ish. Stream went down for a bit, so the timer is not exactly set. But the goal is to reach at least an hour and then figure out how much energy I have left, because I do have work tomorrow. But yeah, it's pretty cool to hear that you've been practicing some drawing though. We'll be keen to see how you progress, so feel free to shoot me any images. Doesn't have to be while I'm streaming. It can just be like, just randomly throughout the day, like, hey, have a look at this thing. I'm always happy to have a look. I know that Dan and all that have been getting really into Final Fantasy like 14. Are you also getting into it as well? Or I would assume that, considering that you're doing like a bunch of streaming commissions and drawing, you probably don't have a lot of time, right? Or have you been managed to squeeze it in? Or any gaming? Now I finished Final Fantasy 14. I got to level 60 fishing. Not level 90 yet? You can get up to 98, I think, for the classes now. A whole nother 30 levels of fishing, man. Free only goes to 60. No, that's fair. Imagine subscribing just for fishing. Funnily enough, like one of the only like YouTube videos I've actually gone around to finishing was a guide on fishing, not for Final Fantasy, but for Genshin Impact. Because I got back into both Genshin Impact and Final Fantasy around the same time, like a few years ago. No, it would have been a year ago, not a few years. Like sometime last year. But both of them were such time sinks that I only got to get back into one. So it was last year was Genshin, and this year I kind of like getting back on the Final Fantasy train. Although Genshin did recently get another update, and it's just making me want to go and play it again. But it's like, no, gotta be good. Gotta stick to one for now. Lots of people have been doing 14. I guess it's because we got servers down here now. Yeah, pretty much. Like, part of the reason I got back into it was because we have Oz servers, so a lot of my friends were like transferring over, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll jump in. Means that there's a lot less lag, which for some people it wasn't an issue, and that's fair enough. But for others, it was like a big issue, especially if your internet wasn't great in the first place. Like when I first played Final Fantasy 14, like years ago, the free trial was only up to level 30, which was still really cool. But it also meant that I got it was very short, like how much when you finally reach that level cap. So I reached level 30 of my class, couldn't get it to the advanced class variant, and then I was like, alright, I'm done. I kind of did it, kind of like wasn't interested in doing more, because like apparently like the story only gets good after like you finish the main game and then start getting to the expansions. And I was like, nah, don't want to spend hours grinding the main game to play the expansions, which I may or may not like. That wasn't free at the time, by the way, so I would then have to pay and subscribe. So it's like, nah, I'm good. I enjoyed the part I played with my friend, but I'm done. Then I got back into it recently, found out that the level cap was forever. Was like, oh, cool. So I can actually play this expansion. Reached that level cap, and then was like, you know what? I'll just buy the game. Which then ended up giving me like I think about a month free, which is about to expire. So I haven't paid for a subscription yet, but I might have to buy one if I keep deciding to play more. Don't really have time at the moment to play again. Yeah, it is a time sink. I tend to jump between a lot of games myself, like not just like MMOs. Like I will jump between MMOs quite a bit, but also like games like sorry, give me a second. I'm just gonna really adjust the size of this. That's just but what was I saying? Oh yeah, but I tend to jump between a lot of games. I like to play a lot of gacha games, for example, but I rarely stick with just one. There's a few that I've stuck around with for a lot longer than others, and so those ones I've kind of given money. Like, for example, what ones? Iron Saga, Genshin Impact, a few other ones, but it's more or less so being like, aha, I've got the money to get all the pools and like jump in, but it's more like I'll buy their like a monthly pass to kind of like show my support for the game and the developers. It's like, alright, I'm sinking so much time in this, you're free to play. Here's my money so that you can keep making your game because I enjoy it, sort of thing. Less so being like, let me spend thousands of dollars to roll for this character. Although I would be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to spend money to roll for characters I quite liked. I also just signed up to a miniature painting Patreon and reinstalled City Skylines, so even less time again. Yep. There's so many things I want to do too, like outside of like Warhammer and like drawing already. Like lots of video games. I want to like actually create things, like make comics or make video games, which would be really cool. But I actually need to do it, and to do it, I need to get better at drawing, which is partially why I'm doing all this cool stuff. Alright, let's drag that a little closer together. Alright, that's the first line done. I only got mildly distracted while doing it. I am very notorious for getting very distracted whenever I do my streams. One thing I've been wanting to do as well is sign up to kind of like certain websites that have like cool classes, like for example, like Skillshare. I hear that's really cool. Never done it myself, but from the looks of the courses, it's like, oh, there's so many cool things I could learn. But then I was like, nah, but I don't want to like spend money on it if I might not actually do it. Oh, I run away from my responsibilities all the time. Same. So too many things. But yeah, what was I saying a second ago? Yeah, it's like Skillshare and all that would be I think pretty fun. Just being able to like watch videos and learn some stuff. Like honestly, I don't even need to use Skillshare. Like Clip Studio Paint has a fantastic like tutorial library from a lot of enthusiastic artists who just kind of post free tutorials. And I'm like, here's how to do X. I think a lot of them are for like the competitions that they do, because like tutorial of the month is something they do, so whoever has like the best tutorial or however they judge it, they get like a cool little prize. So that might also help it a little bit, but yeah. Check out ArtStation. They have a heap of free lessons. I've seen ArtStation. I remember ages ago when I was on DeviantArt. That's where I first learned about it, as someone had their portfolio on it instead. But that's a good point. I should check it out. The only thing is actually like doing it, like, because a lot of my drawing these days at the moment is through streaming, because otherwise I won't draw at all. But when I'm streaming, it's a little harder to then just watch a tutorial while doing it. A little bit easier to see a tutorial and just look at it while I draw. But watching it would mean I'd have to play around with audio and all that. And it would kind of just be me sitting here in silence for quite a bit as I watch the thing and focus on the thing. Then again, sometimes I kind of just silently sit here doing nothing, so it might not be that bad. I always watch it once through and just pay attention to it, and then watch it again to try follow the steps. Yeah, yeah. Like, I tried watching some tutorials in the background of doing some other stuff, but it just becomes background noise, so it doesn't help me at all, which is the problem. Like if I'm trying to do my laundry or something and I'm trying to watch it, then I have a tutorial on. A lot of the time I kind of just get too distracted that I can't focus on the, like I don't, sorry, I'm distracted enough that doing the laundry becomes hard for me. Or not doing the laundry, paying attention to the tutorial. You guys get what I mean. So it makes it harder to actually like kind of get a takeaway from what I'm watching. Well, you know what? That's why this is weird. I didn't increase my brush density. Let's do that again. Yeah, I do the same thing. I need someone to keep me like accountable. I think it's kind of like I need a boss to kind of like order me to do stuff. Like when it comes to work and anything that's not just me, so like group related activities, like whenever I used to do group assignments and that, I was always on top of it, and I was always not exactly taking the initiative, but I would always play my part because I didn't want to like let everyone else down. But then when it's just like me by myself, it's like, I could also not. There's that game that came out the other week, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I do the same thing. I don't know if that's what you just typed or if I just reread your message twice. Which I do sometimes. I sometimes like read one message and then read it again later thinking it's a reply to the second thing I just mentioned. Should be painting right now, but yeah. What are you up to? Just hanging out on the stream, or are you doing something else as well? I was trying to tell like Dan and all that when he mentioned that he was like getting into drawing before, to be like, hey, come to my stream and literally just chat and do the thing that you're gonna do. So I was like trying to convince him to be like, all right, come over, do your drawing while you watch me stream, and there you go. You're productive while you watch me be productive-ish. Yep, I can't do audiobooks or whatever because it needs 100% of my attention. I haven't tried audiobooks before, but I got a feeling I'm probably going to struggle with it, even though the whole point is that they're meant to be easier. I feel like I might be able to do it while doing something like driving. Oh, maybe not even driving. I don't know. I should try it. See how much of attention I can pay. It's slanted again. I always do that. I have like a habit of drawing my thing slightly to the right. So you can kind of see that this whole thing's a little slanted. And so if I did it like this, it fixes itself. It looks a lot better. I try to be productive, but it's hard. It is. It's not easy to stay focused. It's very easy to come up with a cool idea and get your initial motivation to do a thing, I find. Or at least personally, I find it easy to just like be like, oh, I got this cool new project, let me start planning it out, and I'll like spend like a good solid like maybe a couple hours, maybe a couple days, but the initial start of whatever it is I'm doing, I will be like into it, like really into it. But then after that, it kind of like patterns off really quickly to a point where I'm like, oh yeah, there's that thing I was thinking about. It's like, oh yeah, there's that thing, and it kind of keeps dropping in priority until I go, I got another cool project, and then jumping into that. Audiobooks are great for when I'm trying to get to sleep. Oh, okay. I kind of like, I don't know. I would struggle with that. Like, maybe if it's an audiobook that I've kind of been reading or read before, like, my comparison to that would be YouTube videos. I tend to watch some YouTube videos while I'm in bed and before going to bed. And a lot of the time, for those YouTube videos, they'll be the same video I've seen like hundreds of times. Or even when I'm playing games and doing stuff on my computer, I will put on a YouTube video that I've seen once or most of the way once and kind of wanted to watch again, like some of the ones I enjoy. And it means that sometimes I'll end up watching that video like 10, 20 times overall over the course of however many times I do it, over however many weeks or months that I watch it. But eventually I then kind of understand all of it. So I guess it'd be the same sort of logic. Like you might just like listen to an audiobook, and then at some point you'll kind of just listen to it again or pick up somewhere close to where you left off. Yeah? Is that kind of like the same for you? And then like you'll kind of like eventually after repetition that way, you'll kind of be like, all right, I know the story, I know how it all goes, sort of deal. This isn't deep enough. I think this needs to be more like... Then this one needs to be a little higher. I don't know if my ramble there made sense. Audible has a sleep timer, so it's easy to find where you fell asleep. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of books that I've bought but never read that I've kind of like resigned myself to be like, alright, I should probably get the audiobook version of this so I actually kind of like understand it. Although I still do like having the physical copy. I do that with a lot with like manga and stuff that I want to read. You know what, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger as well. Like any manga that I might read online, if I get if I enjoy it enough, I will buy the physical copy of it, even if I never read the physical copy again. Spotify also has sleep timer for their podcasts. I haven't watched a podcast in ages. Hello, Zenan. Enan. Why did I say Zenan? Well, there you go. You got a new nickname to add to your list. How are you doing? It's been a long time. No worries, Hixie. Do what you need to do. Adding to the long list. But yeah, it's been... How have you been? What have you been up to? I'm doing alright. I've been challenging myself with a very, very creative name of a challenge called Streamtober, where the goal is to stream every day in October, minus a few days where I physically can't stream because I've got other prior commitments. But other than that, that's the goal. Mainly to get back into the habit of streaming and drawing again, because I haven't done it properly in ages. Like last time was a few months ago, but even then it was only a couple times. So it's been like closer to start / end of last year that I streamed proper. I drew a mouse pad that I am happy with. Now I am making a sketchbook cover. Oh, when you say mouse pad, do you mean like an asset of a mouse pad, or do you mean like you drew like a design to put on the mouse pad that you're happy with? I drew like a drawing and it got made. I don't know if that's an asset or a drawing of a mouse pad. Lamel. Like when I say asset, I'm thinking like more. I meant more like for like the VTubing stuff, um, or like for use in like any games or anything digital, or like that sort of thing. Less so like, or do you mean like you physically get a mouse pad with a drawing that you put on it? Got a physical one. That's pretty cool. That has my on it. Do you want to share some photos or pictures? Feel free to link them in chat if you want to. I'd be keen to see. Share a pic? Awesome. That is definitely... Look at how angled that is. That is not a circle. Or even a proper oval. There we go. A little bit better. Still jank. Whatever. Close enough is good enough. It's the thing I need to focus on when I'm doing all these practices. Because I'm definitely not going to get a perfect first try. Like, I'd have to be already decent at art to get, or really good at art to get it first try. And even then. Nope, I'm not gonna draw the chin. The chins are just making it odd and weird. I think what I can do is like make it a little bit thinner like this. That's how the mouse pad looks. Let's look see. Ooh. Have a look at that. I like it. That's a big mouse pad. Like, it's one of those, like, full desk ones, right? So that way you don't technically need a mouse pad. Instead, your entire desk is a mouse pad thing, right? You want to see the sketchbook cover? Hell yeah, dude. Ooh, that'll be cool. What sort of a sketchbook are you thinking of like getting? Like a proper like almost like a visual diary style one with lots of pages for sketching and all that? Or and is it going to be like a nice big A4 one, a small A5 one, A6? Oh, okay. So it's more like for like tiny sketches or note taking. That neck is very long. I think I'll fix it. It's like having a jawline, honestly. Draw this a little bit lower. And then move this a little bit down. Yeah. Screw it, I'll put it back. Close enough is good enough. we'll fix it up if we decide to do it as like an actual thing. I want one I can go outside with because I go outside a lot and I want to draw more. So I am trying to make it so I can draw when I'm out. Ooh, so you got like a cool little custom sketch pad. Would you get like some cool custom pencil or pen to go around with it? That could be cool. Don't know if I can. I'd love to. Yeah, I've seen like custom like mechanical pencils before, where it's like basically like I don't know how to describe it, so I'm gonna quickly sketch it. Where the idea is like it's like here's like your pen or pencil thing, as like there it is. There's the little divot at the top, maybe like a little clip on the side, but basically it has like a cut here and here usually, where it's like a glass sort of thing that's slightly thinner, kind of like this. So it's got like a glass cover around this shorter bit, and then the shorter bit here is usually like just some bit of paper or art print or something there. So I've seen those around. I don't know where you would get it, and I don't know how you would like custom, if places would do customizing for it, but that's something I've seen before. Like usually it would be like as simple as like for example, the ones I saw like this were like a CSIRO pen that people that were giving out to kind of like sell and all that sort of thing. Let's have a quick look. Custom mechanical pencils. Images. I'm back, but I'm going to continue to paint. Yeah, no worries. Like I said, come in, paint, and while you kind of just chill and watch, do whatever it is you need to do. Maybe custom print mechanical pencils. Maybe custom print pens. Yeah, I'm not sure. You'd have to do some research and hopefully find somewhere that does like these type of cool pens. It'll probably be easier to find a pen than a mechanical pencil in that style. But, you know, maybe you'll get lucky and find somewhere that does some cool stuff. Actually, let me check Vistaprint. Let's see if they do pens. Because they're the website I used to. I did a bit of a search, and I'm guessing you didn't really find much. Mugs, USB flash drives, styluses. Not really a pen though. Oh, here we go, pens. Let's have a look here. Let's do some digging. So Vistaprint apparently does custom pens of some sort. It's not a pencil, which would probably be, at least for me, be more ideal. But you know, something. I don't know if Vistaprint would ship to your country. Worth having a look. I know it's got an AU site at least. Let's have a look at the plastic pens and metal pens. Do they do anything else? Oh, they do pencils. There you go. Let's have a look. Personalized pencils. They only do one type. Let's have a look. Is it actual print or is it just engraving? Nah, it looks like it's just engraving. I mean, that could still be cool, but, you know, not as exciting as having your own drawing on it. Engraved. Yeah, these all look like engraved ones. Those are the metal ones. What about the plastic ones? Plastic ones tend to have a little bit more. Yeah, here we go. This one looks like it. Yeah, Vistaprint design wrap ballpoint pen. Same sort of logic, but it looks a lot nicer than what I had kind of envisioned. There you go. So it's like a nice pen with like a nice wrap around it. And you get to do the whole thing. It's like $2 for a single one. You can get a whole bunch for cheaper. You can get it. Oh, look, 100. You almost get it like half price. Rooney, I might start applying to some colleges in Australia for art. Oh, that'd be cool. I wouldn't be able to tell you what colleges and stuff would do good art courses. Find any really good ones, let me know. But yeah, so there's that one. I guess this one's somewhat similar, but kind of a little different. I think this one looks nicer between the two. It's a pen, it's not a pencil, so there's that. I'll give you the link to it. I'll put it in chat. I'll let you know, but even I don't know which one to go to. Yeah, it's kind of like you just gotta find something that you want to do. Like I know there's a, it's not really a college, but there's like a place called AIE, the Academy of Interactive Entertainment, that does some cool art stuff, focused more on video games. So it's probably focused around 3D modeling, but it's basically a place where people go to. I think it's got like 2 main courses for like art, where it's like video game art and design and like creating stuff to use in video games. And the other one is visual effects, so it's less so specifically art, but like adding effects to films and all that sort of stuff. That's like the one thing. Yeah, video game art. AIE. So at the very least, as far as I'm aware, AIE did do like did kind of was like one of the ones that created a you know 2K Australia, like the ones who, I don't know if they made Borderlands, but they made a very popular game. They came from AIE, if I recall correctly. But yeah. Yeah, 2K Australia, I'm pretty sure spawned from AIE, so they're probably worth a good look if video game art is specifically what you want to look into. I haven't checked it out all that much, but I got a feeling it's probably a little bit more focused on the 3D style of stuff and sculpting over like 2D stuff. They did help develop Borderlands pre-sequel. Well, there you go. They're the only ones I really know of. There's probably a lot more. I think there's probably Melbourne universities would be worth looking into, because I hear at least that there's a lot of like brain broke, a lot of art and like video game related companies over there, which probably means that the universities over there also have a bit more of a focus around that. So those could be cool looking into. But that being said, I haven't really looked into it a whole lot, although I kind of should. Thanks for the art tips. No worries. Off the top of my head, those are the ones. I didn't know who to talk to about this. It's not easy, especially if you want to do it out of country. But luckily, I am Aussie. Unluckily, I also don't really know what I'm talking about. So, you know, take everything I said with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Yeah, but those would be some ones to look into. AIE, and check out like Melbourne universities. See if any of those kind of catch your eye. There's of course a lot more. Like you have your like really big universities like UC, oh not UC, ANU, Australian National University, and I forget which university in Sydney it is that's big, but there's one there. only thing I can see myself doing in life is art. So yeah, that's cool. There's a lot of different forms to take it, like video game art. I've kind of been looking more into animation, like for anime or cartoons, and or comic book creation, like more manga style, because that's the style I'm drawing at the moment. But those would be it. Would you be down to VC one day and help me look around? I would definitely be down, because it's also something I'd be looking into a little bit. So I might find something that catches my eye as well. Just gotta find some time to do it. It's the big thing. But otherwise, feel free to hit me up whenever you feel like it. Let me know when you're free. Remind me is the biggest thing. I will 100% forget. I am very good at the memory thing called forgetting. Power mind, don't worry. Cool. But yeah, otherwise, outside of that, have you been up to anything else exciting? Any other cool games that you've been getting into? I've been really meaning to get into Genshin again recently because of like the fact that's like, yes, here's a whole bunch of cool stuff. I don't know if they're at 3.0 or whatever version they are, but it's just like Sumeru's out and all these things are out and all the things that I've been waiting for, but kind of stopped playing because it took too long, came out. Like, the last time I played was probably when we were playing before, and it was like in Inazuma, when I finished exploring everything, and wanted to go and do like, whatchamacallit. Just after I finished exploring all the islands, and before they added more content to that. I'm thinking of going to Sin Studio online, but they are based in Canada. I hear it's a good place to be. With when you say Sin Studio online, do you mean it's like a online course, or is it like so that you can do it elsewhere and not, or is it kind of just like just in Canada, so the times of classes might be like at ridiculous times, like 6 a.m. or not 6 a.m. That's pretty reasonable, although very early, like 2 a.m. or something like that. AM is fine for me. Sorry, I missed a couple messages. Let me go back up. I heard 2 a.m. and my brain was like, not that bad. Online course, but they do have live lectures that you have to attend. 2 a.m. is fine for me anyway, right? It's fine for me as well. I might even prefer it to be something like 2 p.m. That's fair. Like, I guess it depends on like what times you work and all that, right? I tend to have a lot of stuff in the mornings though. Like, I would either work in the mornings, or recently I've been going to the gym, which has been really good. My brother finally convinced me to go and actually just like get off my ass and do stuff, which has been good fun. And it's part of the reason why I wanted to start streaming again, because I kind of stopped because I kind of like just felt like I didn't have energy and motivation to stream. And then I was hoping that after I got the initial period of just being dead exhausted going to the gym all the time, it will kind of like transition into more like having lots of spare energy to do other things, like be productive, like drawing and streaming. But then it's like getting back into the habit of it's hard. So that's why I was like, all right, I'll do this little Streamtober challenge. which still could probably use a better name, but until a better name is found, that'll do. It's straightforward to the point. But yeah, kind of like hopefully by regularly going to the gym, doing sports like basketball, streaming regularly, doing all that stuff, it'll be OG, and I'll get the energy back and start wanting to stream more and start doing productive stuff more. Gotta go shower, I'll be right back. No worries, Zenan again. There you go. I'm gonna keep butchering your name. I'm pretty sure I butcher like everyone's name. I need to start going to the gym, but can't be arsed. Yeah, that was basically me too. But luckily for me, my brother just kept bugging me about it. He was like, okay, I'll go. Eventually. It does mean it's another expense to add to everything else. So it's a little bit sad, but you know, it's for health. So I guess it's a expense that I'm a little bit more okay with. And then again, I do waste my money a lot on just random things. Like being like, ooh, this is cool. Let me go buy this random, like, cool collectible, whatever it might be. You can and then never use it or touch it. It's just like, ah, a cool keychain. I'll buy that and keep that. Ooh, look at that. A video game. I'll buy that and never play it. I'm so bad with that. I'm very impulsive with buying stuff. A lot of my drawings end up smaller than the area I give myself. So I think trying to draw bigger would be nice. Yeah. But yeah, I think gymming is a lot easier when you have a buddy, because they keep you accountable. And it's probably a lot more interesting to go with a friend and be like, ah, yes, let me talk about random thing A while we exercise and do stuff. I love buying video games I don't play. So do I. Like, I have so many games from like Humble Monthly that I haven't touched. I have a lot of video games that I've been like, ah, I've always wanted to play this. Let me buy it, and then didn't play it. Like I have like things like Persona 5 that I haven't touched. I have things like Dark Souls 3 that I haven't touched. Games I want to get like Elden Ring, so I can finally play a From Software game, even though I have Dark Souls 3, but I haven't bought. But I will eventually buy, and then I'm hoping it doesn't just sit on my back burner. I found that I actually got through some of my backlog of games when I streamed games. Like, I smashed through Scarlet Nexus. Like, it was a little slow because I was only doing it once a week, but I managed to get through it, like, pretty quickly and actually wanted to go way back and do all the things for it. But then, what was another one? Valkyria Chronicles. I finished that in, like, 2 or 3 weeks, playing it every night because I just loved that game. Or Chronicles 4, I should specify. I was playing that a whole lot because I was streaming more games at that time. Rather than just once a week, I was streaming like every night. Well, every night I didn't have anything else on. Which I kind of want to do again, but I also kind of just sometimes just want to play games and not worry about streaming. But then again, sometimes I'm just like, if I'm playing games, I should be streaming or recording it and then eventually editing it for YouTube. But then I never get around to editing all the recordings I have, so I just have a couple hard drives filled to the brim of just like recordings that I say like, yeah, I'll get around to it one day. Mostly of multiplayer games that I play a lot, like Valorant. Whenever I play with friends, or before when I used to play with friends, I'd always record it because I want to just share funny moments in it. But then I don't edit it, so it's like, well, good job, Nick. No. Is there any games that's top on your list that you're actually playing at the moment, Swordfish? Like, for me, it's Final Fantasy, as I kind of mentioned a couple times. But my friends and I recently bought Earth Defense Force 5, and we've been playing that together, and I've been having so much fun with how silly it is. It's like, a good kind of silly. It's like everything's a little bit exaggerated and a little bit over the top, but in a good way, because it's like here's massive explosions, cathartic lasers, just weird, cool gadgets that are a lot of fun, and we do dumb stuff. Most of the time, it results in us killing each other, and friendly fire and all that. But you know, it is this. It's basically how it is with pretty much every game we play. Yeah. All right, so that's 4. To 4. That's 4 more done. That's 8 in total. I can count. Then I want to. What time is it? 11:30. All right. I was hoping to do more, but it is getting late already, and I do need to go to bed sometime soon so I can wake up early tomorrow for work. I guess I should. Grim Fandango recently. That sounds familiar. Grim Fandango. Oh, I've definitely seen like the, what do you call it? I've seen this image around and this image around. I remember hearing someone talk about the game ages ago, but I honestly don't know much about it. What's it about? What's it like? Or are you not far enough in to really know? Okay. I was planning to do all 12 here, but I think I got distracted enough that I kind of stopped here. I might do one more, like, 20 minutes sketch before going to bed. Or maybe I'll do shorter. Maybe I'll do like a 15 or 10-minute one. Keep it quicker. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll do a quicker sketch. I will copy this and put it here under day 2 though. So that way I can use it as reference if I need to. Put it over here and then hide it and call it a reference. It's a classic that got remade recently. Ah, I see. Did you play like the original one, or is it like kind of like your first attempt at it with the remake words? I can do them. Just looking for an image on the other screen that I can use for the drawing challenging. Your Grim Reaper that's trying to get a good job in so he can retire. Ah, I see. So kind of like one final job and I'll call it sort of deal. It's new for me. I see. Sounds really cool though. Or at least the concept does. I wouldn't know anything about the actual game itself. What style like gameplay is it? Is it like more story based like detective or like job style? Or it's like more action, more puzzle, etc, etc? Oh, I had a picture here before that I wanted to use for reference. Oh, here we go. Okay. Found the image I want to use for reference. We're gonna make a new page. I'm gonna set myself a little shorter time this time. Instead of 20 minutes will take me to midnight. Let's do a really quick one, like a 10-minute sketch. It's the old point and click adventure puzzle solving. Kind of like Monkey Island and that sort of stuff. Although I never played that game, I did play a lot of point and click adventure ones that I couldn't for the life of me remember any of the names of the games. But if I saw it in front of me and saw someone playing it, I was like, yeah, I remember playing that sort of thing. Right, I'm gonna set myself 10 minutes for this sketch. And then I need to pull it up on my other screen. This one screen is gonna be used for, what's it called? Brain work. Why does it always turn off? One screen's gonna be used for the timer, and the other screen's gonna be used for the thing. Alright, turn it on. Okay. So this one's a lot simpler of a pose. Nonetheless, it's still a little bit interesting. Definitely not as like dynamically, not as dynamic of a perspective as the ones I tried before, but still really cool. And that'll give me 10 minutes to try my best to sketch it. Then we'll go and find someone to raid. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Time to get distracted while I do this. So first of all, I want to increase the size of this again to about 150. Some of these sketches that I use, some of these observational sketches, I might use in the future for like an actual artwork I want to do. Like the one with the scythe I showed earlier off, I definitely want to use for like a Ruby Rose, I think. Because that'd be cool. Okay, so let's draw the character first. So she's got like a sort of angled shoulders like this. It's almost like slanted this way a little bit. Then she's got like her body kind of going down here and then curving over. Then her hips are kind of straight. And then her legs kind of go down, and then her knees kind of go up. So that's kind of like the pose that she's got going on. Then she's got like an arm kind of going out off to the side like so. So she's got like this nice curve over here, which I think needs to be a deeper curve. That sort of thing. And she's got like a fist going down like this. Okay, so that's like a rough sort of sketch. Now let's start actually giving it some shape. Let's erase this arm first, increase the size of the eraser so I can erase it at this size or scale. So once again, you got to focus on the general shape of everything rather than the actual minor details. So it goes there. She's got her knee. Kind of goes down in front of this other leg, which I'll start drawing. We can erase this other line. It's kind of like her. Here, she's kind of got like almost like a V for her legs on her, like that, which then kind of brings it down like so. It's less so curved and a little bit more straight. The angle was probably a little bit like that. Then she's got like her foot that kind of goes up here. Then the back side of it, it's kind of like that. So that's kind of like rough shape for now. The butt kind of like gets covered by a bit of cloth, but for now, kind of like this. You've got like the goes up to the arm here, which kind of then patterns like that before. Actually, the arm kind of goes like this, so kind of like she's got like this sort of like a thing going on like that. She's then got her hand that extends outwards. The little like finger goes up, her thumb goes down. They kind of join together. Kind of gets cut off because of the way I've drawn it, but I can try to fix that up. Then her fingers kind of like spread out there. I can probably make the whole thing a little bit smaller. Try and fit some of this in. Hello MK, how are you doing? You've gotten back in time as I'm doing a much faster 10-minute draw of this thing now, which I've just looked at the time and realized, holy cow, right, I don't have 20 minutes. I should be speeding this along, trying to get this rough look. So for this one, I kind of want to get some of the clothes in too. So she's got like some sort of like a cool like jacket clothes going on. Some bits and pieces of sorry if I don't respond as much right now. I'm gonna be doing this little challenge. This is definitely not right, but this part here can go across over here, a little bit more long like that. Got a little bit more lines like this to kind of represent this, and then more of like this sort of stuff. I'm focusing too much on details again. Should just get the rough shapes. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing this justice. Alright, so one thing I need to do, Control A, make it smaller. Then I want to take this arm, hand, expand it. Take this arm, expand it a little bit more. 3 minutes, oh yikes. Alright, start focusing on the other parts of the body. Focusing too much in detail on this one hand, rather than actually just drawing the actual arm and the body, which is what I'm doing wrong, and I'm mispressing buttons. So she's got like her head kind of tilted here, making sure it's like nice and like solid. Like that. She's got like a nice little smile with like jagged teeth to make her look a little bit more menacing. Her hair kind of gets really messy, get some simple shapes in. Her hair kind of goes all over the place. She's got like bits like this. She's got like a little bunny thing here. Move it down. Get some parts here. Long hair. It kind of goes down. The wrapping of the loop here, so stuff like that, lots of little bits in between, like that. Her hair and her head needs to be a little bit more puffed up, so add bits and pieces here. She's got like an eye here. Eyebrow here. Bit of hair here. She's got like the other part of her jacket here. So jacket part here, one goes down across, and then like this. Then it kind of like opens up here, which then kind of leads over here. Kind of breaks that. Second arm here, kind of in a sort of a punching pose. Give the fist. So much time. 1 minute. Yikes. I spent too much time on this one arm that doesn't even look that great. Something like that. Do the like flower looking thing. Get her shorts in order. Knee goes down. Just got like knee needs to be longer. That. I'm gonna give myself an extra minute. Gonna cheat a little bit. Give myself extra 30 seconds later, so it's fine. Erase that. Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. I focus too much on the minor details, that I'm not focusing enough on the overall shape and look. So she's got this, her arm kind of goes here, which just hides a little bit more like that. She then has like a little bit here and a nice bow. Focusing too much in detail again. You know, actually like do this other leg. I only have like 10 seconds. Oh, yikes. That. You got the foot here, the upper part there. Kind of comes in like this. Yes, I know. Let me get the rough. Hit OK so that stops beeping aggressively at me. Her head looks kind of jank. I wish I spent more time on it instead of on this one arm that's not even like straight. It's like kind of, it should look like a little bit more like. And last part is just tilting down, having it more down. And we'll say that's it. Yikes. Good evening. A bit late to the stream today since I had dinner. That's fair. That's a very late dinner, or did you kind of like go out and then come back in? But I'll show you the image I used for this one, guys, and you guys can see how horribly I butchered it. So let's save it, put it there, save it as reference first. Control S this before I lose it. We want it as this, but sketch 02. Hide the reference, save it as a PNG, save that, and then save the last one as a PNG as well. Okay. But yeah, what'd you have for dinner? I know that we were talking with Swordfish earlier, and I had chicken for dinner, and they also happened to have chicken, which was a fun coincidence. I also had chicken for lunch, and I tend to eat a lot of chicken. But this was let me scroll this across. That's the really bad, little bit over 10-minute sketch I did that I lost track of time because I focused too much on details. And yeah, Why are you not coming down? Come down here so I can show it to peeps. This is what it was meant to somewhat resemble and look like. Alright, let's give myself some critique before we start ending the stream. Alright. So this arm here got a little bit better. It's still a little short here at the hand, so this part needs to be longer before it actually like kind of goes to the hand itself. What else? This leg could have gone out wider, been a little bit more curved like this. And then this leg could have gone a little bit more like this. So that way it had like that nice shape, which this is the sort of like thing I should have done instead of wasting my time on detail, drawing these like the same lines, but you know, hindsight over foresight. There's that. The head is definitely off. Like it should be more like that, I guess. The hair doesn't look terrible. Kind of gets that nice flowing motion. Didn't add this or the little back part here. The chest here could have gone a little bit more like this. That sort of like almost like diamond shape that she's got going on, which would have opened this bit more to then have like cool stuff going on here. This was super rushed, but like the bow tie, bigger, squared like that. Or diamonds, I should say, like that. And then, yeah. I'm pretty happy with how this shoe looked. This is actually like the way I should be sketching it, where it's like, all right, bunch of random lines, kind of like quickly getting the rough shape and style of it. And you can tell that although it's not exactly the same type of shoe, that it's meant to be some form of footwear, or at least more so than like even this one looks a little bit more like footwear. I got too focused on the details of this gauntlet because it's so forefront of the miniature, or not miniature, of the artwork. So yeah, definitely a lot of things I could have done better. What? Oh, don't need to say that again. We did the thing. Oh, very, very rough, disgusting sketch that butchered the original art, but you know. It was a fun little quick observational sketch. I had turnip cackle. Like a Chinese kind of savory cake. Oh, now I want cake. I might have cake in the fridge. I'm gonna have to check that after stream. Have like a little midnight snack before I go to bed. Which is also why I was wrapping up with this one and why it was quicker, so that I could actually raid someone, say hello for a bit, and then do all the stuff I need to do before I go to bed. But yeah, there you go. So today was somewhat productive. Like, probably not as much as I would have liked, but we got like 2 observational sketches done as I planned. We only got about halfway through these sort of sketches because I got really distracted while I was doing them, but you know, that's par for the course with my streams. Overall, had a bit of fun. Let's see, who is live? We gotta go find someone to raid. Oh, let's see, who am I following that is streaming at the moment? We raided Lunaris Bloom yesterday. Cat. Oh, they're live. How long have they been streaming? Only like an hour? I remember them having like some really cool art and stuff that I was quite a fan of. But it has been a long time since I've seen them live. But that being said, let's go give them a raid and say hi. They seem to be doing some. I'm not sure what art it is, but we'll go say hi. But yeah, sorry to kind of like say hello and then ditch you, MK. But it is around bedtime and I do have work tomorrow. I'm probably gonna stream at a weird time tomorrow, because tomorrow evening I might have plans. But I do plan to stream tomorrow at some time. But let's give HoloCat some love. Let's go say hi. And I hope everyone has a lovely evening. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad I got to chat with a bunch of you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to catch some of you tomorrow or the day after, or whenever you guys next get to come in when I stream. Alright, good luck with the painting, Hixie. Thanks for showing up, MK, and everyone have a good night. Fancy transition to the end screen before we go raid and say some hellos. See ya, guys. Bye-bye.